Hello, Taekook lovers. Welcome back to this channel. What if the strongest connection isn't the loudest one, but the one you feel in silence? There are moments you can't fully explain, moments that don't need words. And lately, fans all around the world have been saying the same thing. Something about Taehyung and Jungkook feels different again. Stronger, deeper, almost undeniable. Maybe you felt it too, because this month, across concerts, edits, and quiet interactions, one phrase keeps echoing through the fandom. #OneChemistry. But what does that really mean? Is it just fan perception, or is something more? It's strange, isn't it? How two people can stand on the same stage, surrounded by thousands, yet somehow create a world that feels just theirs. Maybe it started with something small, a glance that lingered just a second longer than expected, a smile that didn't seem meant for the crowd, but for one person. And fans noticed. They always do, because with Taehyung and Jungkook, it's never just about big, obvious moments. It's the subtle things, the details you almost miss, unless you're really watching. And lately, people have been watching very closely. At first, it was just another concert clip. Nothing unusual, nothing staged, just two artists doing what they do best. But then something shifted. Taehyung turned. Jungkook looked back. And in that split second, the energy changed. No dramatic gesture, no scripted interaction, just eye contact. But it felt heavy, real, almost like time slowed down for them, even if just for a moment. And fans couldn't stop talking about it, because it didn't feel like performance. It felt like something else, something unspoken. Maybe that's why people are calling them the strongest duo right now. Not because they're trying to prove anything, but because they're not. Their chemistry doesn't demand attention. It draws you in quietly. And once you see it, it's hard to look away. But here's where things get more complicated, because not everyone sees it the same way. Some say it's just years of friendship, shared history, comfort built over time. And maybe that's true, but then there are moments that don't quite fit into that explanation. Like the way Jungkook reacts without looking, as if he already knows where Taehyung is. Or how Taehyung's expression softens, almost unconsciously, when Jungkook is near. It's subtle, almost invisible, but it's there, and fans feel it. That quiet understanding, that unspoken rhythm between them. It's not loud. It doesn't need to be, because sometimes the strongest connections are the ones you don't have to explain. And that's what makes this month different. It's not just one viral moment. It's a pattern, clip after clip, interaction after interaction, a consistency that's hard to ignore. And slowly, a narrative began to form. Taekook is back. But were they ever really gone? Or did we just stop noticing for a while? Because now, everything feels more intense again. The way they stand close without realizing. The way they mirror each other's movements. The way silence between them doesn't feel empty, but full. Full of something we can't quite define. And maybe that's where the mystery begins. Because the more fans try to analyze it, the less clear it becomes. Is it just comfort? Or is it something deeper, something they don't show openly? No one really knows. And maybe that's exactly why people can't stop watching. Because uncertainty creates curiosity, and curiosity keeps the story alive. But then came the moment that changed everything. It wasn't the loudest clip. It didn't trend immediately. But for those who saw it, it stayed. A simple interaction. Almost too simple. Taehyung said something. Jungkook laughed. And for a brief second, their guard dropped. No stage personas. No performance energy. Just them. Real. Unfiltered. Comfortable. And that moment felt different. It didn't look like something meant for the audience. It looked like something private that we accidentally witnessed. And maybe that's why it hits so hard. Because it reminded people of something real. Not fantasy. Not edits. But a connection that exists whether we understand it or not. And suddenly, the conversation shifted. It wasn't just about chemistry anymore. It was about presence. The way they exist around each other. The way they seem at ease. Like no matter how big the stage gets, they can always find each other in it. And maybe that's what people are really seeing. Not just moments, but a bond. A connection that doesn't need to be defined to be felt. Still, there's tension. Because with something this visible comes speculation, questions, assumptions. Some fans believe there's more. Others think it's simply closeness built over years. And both sides watch the same moments but see different stories. Which one is true? Maybe both, or maybe neither. Because the truth is, we're only seeing fragments. Small pieces of something much bigger. And no matter how much we analyze, slow down clips, or replay interactions, we're still outsiders, looking in, trying to understand something that might not be meant to be understood. And yet, we keep watching, because there's something about them that feels genuine. Something that doesn't fade, even as time passes. In a world where everything is curated, controlled, and performed, their connection feels effortless, unscripted, real. And that's rare. Maybe that's why they've been called the strongest chemistry this month. Not because they're louder, not because they're trying harder, but because they don't have to. Their presence alone is enough. And when they're together, something shifts. You can feel it, even through a screen, even in silence. And maybe that's the part no one can explain. That invisible thread connecting them. The kind you don't see, but somehow understand. And maybe that's what makes it so powerful, because it leaves room for interpretation, for emotion, for belief. So when fans say #OneChemistry, maybe they're not just talking about moments. Maybe they're talking about that feeling, that quiet certainty that something about them is different, something that stands out even without trying. And maybe that's enough, because in the end, no one really knows what Taehyung and Jungkook truly are to each other. Not completely, not clearly. But what we do know is this. Every time they share a stage, every time their paths cross, every time their eyes meet, even for a second,